Research and innovation are important aspects to encourage the nation development. As the best private university in Indonesia, Telkom University commits to continuously contribute by providing qualified education, which producing various researches and innovation for the nation development. As a part of PT Telkom Indonesia, under Yayasan Pendidikan Telkom, Telkom University was established in 2013 and merged by 4 educational institutions. As an ICT-based campus which has the best research and innovation, Telkom University has a purpose: contribute to the nation. Vision: become research and entrepreneur university in 2023, which plays an active role in the development of information technology, base technology, science, and art. Mission: organizing and developing international standard education based on information technology. Develop, disseminate, and apply internationally recognized technology, science, and art. Utilizing technology, science, and art for the welfare and advancement of national civilization through entrepreneurial competences. Telkom University is located in Bandung, West Java Province, Indonesia, which was built on an area of 50 hectares. Telkom University currently has more than 30,000 students, both local and international, from 34 provinces in Indonesia and 87 countries. In addition, Telkom University also has more than 55,000 alumni spread across 30 countries. Telkom University has various facilities that are maximized to be able to assist lecture activities. Telkom University is currently accredited A for higher education from BANPT. To produce the best graduate who competent, competitive, and have an active role in the development of technology, science, and art. Telkom University has 7 faculties. Telkom University has 37 study programs, 7 master degree programs, 22 bachelor degree programs, 1 applied undergraduate program, and 7 associate degree. From all the total study programs, 51% of them are accredited internationally, while 65% courses are accredited A or superior from BANPT. In realizing a research and entrepreneurial university in 2023, TELU has designed many programs to enhance the quality of education and research in terms of strategic planning. As the best university in Indonesia, which has an active role in producing qualified graduates who are competitive and can give a positive impact on the progress of the nation and country, Telkom University focuses on the threefold mission of higher education, which contain of education, research, and community service. In terms of teaching, Telkom University has implemented a curriculum based on outcome-based education, student-centered learning, which emphasizes the sustainability of learning process in an innovative, interactive, and effective way. During the COVID-19 pandemic, all the lecturing activities in Telkom University have been done online by using the learning management system, supported by application mobile center of a learning and open education, which makes it easier from students and lecturers to access Siloi anywhere. On its way to become a research and entrepreneurial university, Telkom University has a main focus to establish an ecosystem and a research culture. In terms of research, Telkom University is able to manage various researches along with the results. So, Telkom University awarded as the university with the best innovation management from the Ministry of Research and Technology. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Telecom University continually doing various research and innovation such as autonomous UVC mobile robot, the first collaboration with Lembaga Ilmu Pengetahuan (LIPI) in Indonesia. Telecom University also creates Dentist Protective DenPro as personal protective equipment (PPE) in order to protect dentists from the spread of COVID-19 while doing their job. In terms of community service, Telecom University raised a realm of global research and community service program that focuses on a collaboration of community service activities in addition to application of practical research. For example, Telecom University commits to support the government's program of Citarum Harum through Kuliah Kerja Nyata. Students are focused onto 6-sector Citarum River. One of well-known partnership programs of Telecom University is the appearance of the first Telecom Infra project community lab in Indonesia, which is located in Telkom University in order to support the program Making Indonesia 4.0. In 7 years of its progress, Telecom University has proudly accomplished several achievements both nationally and internationally.
Telecom University is committed not only for producing graduates or base human capital, but also to continuously strive producing research and innovations that support for making Indonesia 4.0. Telecom University creating the future.
wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Good afternoon and best wishes to all of us. All praise be to God Almighty. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mediani Kris Eka Putri, and it is a wonderful and precious chance for me to be the host of the first anniversary Telecom Infra project, TIP Community Lab, Telkom University in Southeast Asia. Connectivity improvements on the rural and urban area. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome our distinguished guests. The first is the Minister of Communication and Information Technology, Your Excellency Mr. Johnny Gerard Plate, and his representative, the General Director of Resources and Postal Equipment and Information Technology, Dr. Insinyur Ismail. And then also the Coordinating Ministry for Maritime and Investments Affairs, Your Excellency Mr. Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, and his representative, Special Advisor Minister of Information and Technology, Coordinating Ministry for Maritime and Investments Affairs, Professor Johannes Surya. Also, we would like to welcome the U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Indonesia, Your Excellency Mr. Sung Wai Kim. We have Telecom Infra Project Global Head of Engagement, Mr. Vishal Mathur, and also the Director of Connectivity Ecosystem, Meta Connectivity, Mr. Brian Tan. And we have Head of Asia Pacific Region, GSMA, Mr. Julian Gorman. And of course, all CEOs, COOs, directors, and representatives from GSMA, Telkomsel, Excel Axiata, Smartfriend, Indosat Uridu Hutchison, Berka, GCI, MDocs, Parallel Wireless, TechBros, Mavenir, Altiostar, Bicels Technologies, Combat Telecom, IBM, Red Hat, and Meta Connectivity. We would like to welcome also Mr. Sindu Arianto, the Chairman of Telkom Foundation and the Board of Director, Telkom Foundation, and of course also Professor Adi Wijaya, Director of Telkom University. Last but not least, welcome to the representatives of universities and college and all participants. It has been a year after TIP Community Lab Telkom University was launched by the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, Mr. Johnny Gerard Plate, at December 17th, 2020. Many events have occurred, changes, learning experiments, research, and exhibitions. All activities have provided experience and benefits, not only for the community, but also for many people. Before today's agenda, TIP Community Labs have created and participated in so many events. We have organized private network showcase in Ministry of Defense Network Democracy Showcase with ICRA in Jakarta. And last but not least, the forum group discussions that gathered all institutions, operators, system integrators, governments, academics, and original equipment manufacturers. And today, we are at the celebration of the first anniversary TIP Community Lab, Telkom University. Ladies and gentlemen, let us start this event by singing Indonesia National Anthem and Mars of Telkom University.
Indonesia, bangsaanku. masih unggul dan berprestasi, semua demi keluhuran bangsa, masyarakat adil makmur sejahtera. Laksanakan pendidikan dengan semangat pengabdian, ciptakan kehidupan gemilang. Telkom University, kebanggaan Pertiwi, maju dengan karya, berperan bagi bangsa, bagi Indonesia, bagi dunia. Telkom University, kebanggaan Pertiwi, maju dengan karya, berperan bagi bangsa, bagi Indonesia, bagi dunia. Bagi dunia.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. To all participants who want to get a certificate, please fill in the form provided in the link, which is shared in the chat column. And so without further ado, we would like to show you the footage of TIP Community Lab Telecom Universities, their achievements and also their activity and what they have been through in the past year.
In line with its vision, Telkom University is chosen as the first Telecom Infra project, or TIP Community Lab in Southeast Asia, and the 14th globally, which was inaugurated on July 2020.
I officially commence the Telecom Infra project TIP Community Lab of Telkom University.
Time flies so fast. The Telkom University TIP Community Lab will celebrate the first anniversary. TIP Community Lab will continue work hand in hand to evaluate, adopt, and create open, disaggregated connectivity solutions. The goals for the Telkom University TIP community include evaluate and validate solutions developed by the TIP community to be adopted for deployment by connectivity stakeholders, expedite transition from lab to field, and thereby enable the MNOs and wider ecosystem to realize the technical and commercial benefits of deploying end-to-end open solutions in target locations, whether rural, peri-urban, or dense urban. Training to support the local ecosystem, including academic institutions, system integrator, and MNO workforce to serve the ecosystem better.
Pembangunan konektivitas digital dan talent digital telah diupayakan pemerintah melalui program Digital Talent Scholarship.
Provide workshops, hackathons, and bootcamps to introduce new technologies and methodologies to keep the ecosystem members informed of the latest development and ideas, as well as lessons learned from other ecosystems.
wonderful. Such a long journey and a good plan to achieve in the future. Now, we would like to invite the rector of Telecom University to give a welcoming speech. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Adi Wijaya.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished guests, Coordinating Ministry for Maritime and Investment Affairs, Bapak Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, or his representative, Professor Yana Surya, thank you for joining us. Minister of Communication and Information Technology, Bapak Joni Gerard Plate, thank you, Pak Menteri, and General Director of Resources and Postal Equipment and Information Technology, Bapak Dr. Ismail, also His Excellency United States Ambassador to Indonesia, Mr. Sung Wai Kim, and all of CEO, COO, directors, and the representative of every company who are joining here today, and also the representatives of higher education, college and schools in Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon. Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to our God Almighty. Hopefully, all of us are in good health. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first anniversary of Telecom Infra Project Community Lab Telkom University. Thank you for being here with us today. Today, we are very pleased to welcome all of you that have been with us since we launched in the end of 2020. Time flies so fast. It has been 1 year since the TIP Community Lab Telkom University stands for the first TIP lab in Southeast Asia. This is honorable journey because in the past year, we all ran together and hand in hand with our community member, with our TIP community member. GCI, MDocs, Alita, TechBros, Meta Connectivity, Bicels, IBM, Red Hat, Telkomsel, Excel Axiata, SmartFriend, Indosat Urido Hutchison, Network to develop the connectivity in Indonesia. We couldn't run this far without all of you. Through this Telecom Infra project, Telecom University becomes the first TIP community lab in Southeast Asia and the 14th in the world. This is in line with our role of Telecom University as educational institution committed to create new information technology-based knowledge, educate future talents, and spark innovation. This Telecom Infra project is in line with our vision and mission, as well as the long-term plan of Telecom University to become a world-class research and entrepreneurial university in 2023. In today's event, we would like to focus on our goals to support Indonesia government program by making Indonesia 4.0 and spreading connectivity in Indonesia, especially in rural and urban areas, helping outermost, left behind, foremost to develop their connection with us and encourage them to be a better community. Several issues come in our journey, and we believe with the strong collaboration and mutual support among stakeholders could solve the problem. We hope that this activity would be a forum for developing collaboration among institutions, cellular operators, system integrators, government, academics, and original equipment manufacturer in developing the TIP community in Southeast Asia to create open network solution. Telecom University is determined to continue producing innovative and useful product as an effort to improve the quality of life and support the development of the national economy through an entrepreneurial culture. We hope this Telecom Infra project will create a great contribution to the university and nation. Once again, very welcome to all of you. We would like to appreciate your advice, suggestion, and contribution to the development of the IP Community Lab Telkom University. Stay safe and stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Adi Wijaya. Such an encouraging speech. Next, we would like to also invite the Minister of Communication and Information Technology, Your Excellency Mr. Johnny Gerard Plate.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam sejahtera, dan salam sehat bagi kita sekalian. Web is for everyone. Begitulah Tim Berners-Lee, penemu World Wide Web, mendeskripsikan visi besar internet. Inklusivitas menjadi lekat dengan fungsionalitas internet sebagai medium konektivitas. Setiap area, baik di pedesaan maupun di perkotaan, berhak mendapatkan akses konektivitas internet yang dapat diandalkan. Spirit itulah yang juga menjadi fokus dalam perayaan Community Lab Telecom Infra Project (TIP) oleh Telkom University. Sejak 1 tahun yang lalu, Telkom University mengembangkan komunitas pengetahuan dan laboratorium untuk menumbuhkan inovasi-inovasi demi mendorong konektivitas nasional selaras dengan program Making Indonesia 4.0. Selamat merayakan 1 tahun Community Lab Telkom Infra program Telkom University. Terus dorong inovasi, wujudkan Indonesia terkoneksi, makin digital, makin maju. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom. Om Santi, Santi, Santi Om, Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnny, for the inspirational speech. Now we would like to invite the General Director of Resources and Postal Equipment and Information Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Ismail.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bapak Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, Coordinating Minister of Maritime and Investment Affairs and or representative, Excellencies Mr. Sung Kim, U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dr. Adi Wijaya, Rector of Telkom University, distinguished speakers and participants, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to convey congratulations for this event for Telkom Infrastructure Project Industry Community. It is a great honor to me that today we acknowledge the first anniversary of the IP Community Lab in Indonesia. The presence of the IP Community Lab in Indonesia has significant impact to development of emerging technology in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic has emphasized how our world is rapidly changing, including the process of digital transformation. The world has entered an era where digital transformation has become inevitable and pushed forward. Sufficient technology development, including the infrastructure to accelerate the digital transformation has become the focus throughout the world. The role of digital infrastructure, including 5G in Indonesia and throughout the world, was its various use case as an open opportunity for local industries to innovate and has a significant role. The demand for more efficient ways to expand and upgrade our networks has also increased. Open RAN is one of the answer to these needs. The concept of Open RAN provides cost efficiency for both capital expenditure, CapEx, and operational expenditure, OpEx, for the mobile operators to deliver the same level quality of services for the customers. In 2021, a study by Deloitte noted that CapEx saving to be between 40% and 50%, and OpEx could be saving around 31% to 35% if we implement the Open RAN, compared with the traditional radio access network development. This efficiency opens opportunities for operators to expand their networks and develop other services for the community. That is very vital role for our digital transformation. Open RAN also can trigger for local industry to increase and to encourage the participation in deploying of our networks in Indonesia. The technology of Open RAN is flexible and scalable because it can be easily scaled up in design and production. This is possible because Open RAN separate the function of control unit and distributed unit and ensure compliance with the 3GPP standard. We hope that TIP project will continue to involve the local telecommunication industry to innovate and grow, since we want to transform Indonesia from a consumer to technology producer through investment in various platforms that have national strategic importance. We also hope that Open RAN can be developed as soon as possible so that it can be used by cellular operators to develop our digital infrastructure networks, of course, including 5G networks. This effort to become a smart player in deploying networks can be realized according to the delivery and the message from the President and our Ministry of Communication and Informatics, Pak Johnny Plate. Ladies and gentlemen, acceleration of digital transformation and recovery of the national economy is collective effort that needs close collaboration between all elements, amongst the elements. So that's why this TIP projects, it is very important initiative, because this project could be in place with the collaborative and with the sharing knowledge, sharing experience, sharing lab and everything. We from the Ministry of Communication and Informatics of Republic of Indonesia encourage this TIP project will be continue and take the note that collaborations can further strengthen our collective effort to boost our digital infrastructure networks for our nation, for our economic recovery. Once again, we very welcome and would like to happy anniversary to TIP Community Lab under the Telkom University. We are looking forward to your support and contribution to creating giant leaps of innovation and transforming of Indonesia towards the become as a digital country. Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ismail, for the speech. Now we would like to invite the Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, Your Excellency Mr. Luhut Binsar Panjaitan and his representative, Professor Yohanes Surya, as Special Advisor Minister of Information and Technology, coordinating Ministry for Maritime and Investments Affairs, to give the opening speech.
Selamat siang Bapak Ibu sekalian. Semoga semua diberi kesehatan yang baik pada hari ini. Saya Profesor Yohanes Surya, selaku penasehat khusus Menko Marves dari Kemenko Maritim dan Investasi, ditugaskan oleh Bapak Menko, Bapak Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, untuk mewakili beliau dalam acara ulang tahun Telecom Infra Project atau TIP. Beliau menitipkan permohonan maaf karena tidak bisa hadir dikarenakan sedang melaksanakan kunjungan kerja di daerah bersama Presiden Bapak Jokowi. Dan beliau juga menitipkan salam kepada seluruh pihak penyelenggara dan khususnya TIP yang berulang tahun pada hari ini. Kami atas nama Kemenko Maritim dan Investasi mengucapkan selamat ulang tahun bagi TIP. Semoga semakin menambah nilai bagi masyarakat, memberikan manfaat yang besar dengan program yang diberikan, khususnya peningkatan kualitas telekomunikasi bagi masyarakat Indonesia. Kemenko Maritim dan Investasi juga ingin menyampaikan apresiasi kepada TIP karena telah bekerja sama dengan kami dalam pengembangan jaringan tower network pada salah satu daerah strategis di Polung, Sumatera Utara, untuk kemajuan produktivitas dan kualitas hasil tani dengan inovasi teknologi. Semoga langkah awal ini bisa menjadi awal kerjasama dengan TIP lebih jauh lagi. Saya juga mengucapkan terima kasih kepada pihak yang telah bekerja sama melakukan penelitian dari sisi akademisi, yaitu Telkom University yang bekerja sama dengan ITDL, dan juga pihak yang melakukan implementasi, yaitu Techbros dan Ikra. Kami bangga bahwa Indonesia menjadi salah satu rumah bagi TIP, di mana Telecom Infra Project communitylab Telkom University adalah TIP community ke-14 di dunia dan pertama di Asia Tenggara. TIP Lab di-launching pada tanggal 17 Desember 2020 yang lalu oleh Pak Joni Plate Menkom Info. Kami berharap diskusi panel yang akan dilaksanakan pada ulang tahun ini bertujuan untuk menjadi wadah pengembangan kolaborasi antar lembaga, baik operator, sistem integrator, pemerintah, akademisi, original equipment manufacturing, dalam mengembangkan komunitas TIP di Asia Tenggara dalam menciptakan solusi jaringan terbuka. Akhir kata, saya mewakili Kemenko Maritim dan Investasi berkeinginan untuk terus mendukung program yang baik untuk Indonesia, salah satunya adalah Telkom Infra Project ini. Sekali lagi, selamat ulang tahun bagi TIP. Semoga acara hari ini berjalan lancar dan memberikan manfaat untuk semua pihak. Terima kasih.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yohanes. And next, we would kindly invite the U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Indonesia to give the opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Your Excellency, Mr. Sung Wai Kim.
Selamat siang, and thank you, Dr. Adiwijaya, for inviting me to speak at today's special event. I would like to first recognize Mr. Luhut for his commitment to supporting technology innovation programs throughout Indonesia, and of course our friend Minister Plate for his leadership and vision in telecommunications infrastructure development. I'm delighted to join the Minister to offer my warmest congratulations to the Telecom University. It's been 1 year since your prestigious institution was selected as Southeast Asia's first Telecom Infra project, or TIP, community lab. With only 14 labs worldwide, this is a true testament to Telecom University's capacity for its innovation. I also applaud Telecom Infra project for its investment into the TIP Community Lab as a center for excellence at Telecom University. The U.S. is a committed partner for Indonesia in telecommunications and digital infrastructure. In fact, as the world's second and third largest democracies, and as centers of digital economy expansion, the United States and Indonesia are natural partners in this sector. The TIP Community Lab exemplifies how U.S. companies are also continuing to invest in Indonesia and are directly supporting President Jokowi's Making Indonesia 4.0 digitization goals to advance economic growth in Indonesia. In fact, U.S. hardware and software solutions are integrated into many of Indonesia's smart cities, and telecommunications operators have benefited from U.S. technology to streamline operations. U.S. investors continue to partner with the government to support capacity building programs in information technology and cybersecurity, and tens of thousands of Indonesian students have participated in U.S. technology training programs that will help bridge Indonesia's digital skills gap. Today's event theme, connectivity, improvements in rural and urban areas, is of course extremely timely as we continue to harness technology as a vehicle towards economic recovery. Internet connectivity has become even more critical to our modern economy, and the importance of inclusive networks that reach all communities, rural and urban, has never been more important. However, building the infrastructure to connect every citizen has become a priority and a global challenge. Through a truly collaborative effort, the TIP Community Lab is seeking solutions to the problem of connectivity through innovative approaches, and we know that the best innovation comes from partnerships. When institutions, the private sector, and government work together, we can solve the world's greatest challenges, and right now, we need to ensure all citizens have access to the internet. Telecom University's TIP Community Lab tests and validates new technology that will provide open, interoperable, and standards-based networks. The lab is exploring multi-vendor approaches to telecommunications, such as open radio access network that provide transparency, flexibility, and design and choice. Because of our networks touch every aspect of our lives, including our critical infrastructure, security, and transparency, are crucial, and reliance on a single vendor is risky. Secure information and communications technology infrastructure is the backbone for a vibrant digital economy, and if built with transparency, all citizens can benefit. I'm pleased to announce that the U.S. Trade and Development Agency, USTDA, will partner with Indonesia to host a series of workshops on 5G and digital connectivity. Through these events, experts will exchange best practice information on the deployment of next-generation networks, including 5G and Open RAN. The Indonesian government is already taking important steps to connect its citizens and equip its workforce with tomorrow's skills. The U.S. looks forward to continuing our long-standing partnership and to supporting Indonesia for the decades to come. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much for the speech, Mr. Sung Wai Kim. Now, we would kindly invite the Global Head Engagement of TIP Community Lab, Mr. Vishal Mathur, to give the opening speech.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Vishal Mathur. I'm the Global Head of Engagement at the Telecom Infra project. I'd like to congratulate and thank Dr. Professor Adiwajaya, Babak Minister Plate, Babak Dr. Ismail, and welcome to honorable ministers and distinguished speakers. Today, it's a wonderful event, the first year anniversary of the TIP Community Lab in Telkom U. Not only the first TIP Community Lab in Southeast Asia, but also the 14th in the world. This is a wonderful event, and I congratulate everyone as a part of this collaboration. For me, this is the right start for driving forward a collaborative opportunity in Indonesia and Southeast Asia. When we started this program, we saw that we had set in a target, a 5-year program starting with 5 pillars, starting with testing and validation of TIP-promoted technologies, driving forward from that, from lab trials into field trials where our operator partners were able to take forward macro Open RAN into rural areas, driving awareness and building talent within Indonesia, leveraging the digital training scholarship as well as TIP Academy Open RAN, and furthermore, driving forward local hardware ecosystem development. Because as Babak Dr. Ismail said, Indonesia is on that roadmap to becoming not a consumer, but a producer of new innovative technologies. And there's many more things that we're going to be doing going forward. But at the heart of this is collaboration. And I congratulate everyone for coming together as industry professionals, as well as government, to come together to drive forward a successful event. I'd like to also state that, let's put this into context. Indonesia is driving forward a wave of pioneering technology globally. And right now, we would say that at the heart of open and disaggregated technologies, we could see that there'll be economic benefits reaching somewhere around $285 billion cumulatively between 2021 and 2030. This is based upon a real conservative sort of drive of leveraging Open RAN technologies, multi-vendor systems, and building communities, local communities around this type of ecosystem. TIP is at the heart of driving forward an acceleration path from requirements to solutions that can be deployed. As of last year, we saw 40 plus project group deliverables being developed across the community. And this is not only in Open RAN, but also in open optical packet transport, open Wi-Fi, open core. These are all programs of work where the community is driving forward design and development of new technologies. And beyond that, 35 plus trials around the world of these technologies being carried out, not only in the TIP Community Lab in Telkom U, but also the 17 other community labs around the world, as well as field trials by operators around the world. And now, as of the end of 2021, we now see 60 plus listings, product listings from 25 plus vendors and system integrators who have been tested and validated against requirements and test plans defined in the industry. For the Indonesian market, this becomes a wonderful access to new innovation and best practices, but also access to an international community of vendors and system integrators that are ready to play in the marketplace, but also help to design the ecosystem within Indonesia. As a part of that, Open RAN is a reality. And in that regard, we've already seen, as of last year, 35 plus trials across 30 countries from operators accessing around the world on Open RAN technologies. And within that context, the Indonesian operator community is already driving forward its requirements into TIP, as well as then driving forward testing and validation of new technologies, not only for rural access, for the underserved communities, but also for smart communities within urban areas, looking at public and indoor solutions as well, to really increase not only the coverage, but also the capacity of digital network solutions. This is vital for driving forward Indonesia as a digital economy. And as GSMA said before, the leading nation within Southeast Asia. As a final point, TIP is providing a lot of advisory service as well as a programmatic approach to delivering these new services into Indonesia. And as a part of the portfolio of services that TIP is providing, at Mobile World Congress this year, we'll be launching a new service called TIP Academy in cooperation with Accenture. TIP Academy is a digital training program which will start with Open RAN as the first curriculum. It is designed by the industry and is for the industry. And we invite industry professionals and students within Indonesia to start to access it as a part of DTS. We think this type of curriculum is vital for upskilling the industry as we start to mature and drive forward these new technologies. And we hope that we will start to develop learning paths for professionals from apprentice level through to architect level as they start to embark on adopting these new technologies. This will be a part of the acceleration of taking forward Open RAN, open optical, open Wi-Fi, end-to-end solutions as a part of our digital network transformation. Again, congratulations to everyone today on the first anniversary of the TIP Community Lab in Telkom University. I look forward to seeing us doing much more in 2022 and the coming years as we go forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vishal. And next, we would like to invite the Director of Connectivity Ecosystem, Mr. Brian Tan, to give a welcoming speech.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests and fellow members of the Indonesia TIP community. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak today as we celebrate the first anniversary of the TIP Community Lab in Indonesia. This lab has been the anchor for building the community in Indonesia, allowing for technology to be tested, technical requirements to be understood and aggregated, fostering training programs that have reached 2,000 plus students in Indonesia who are learning about open and disaggregated technologies for the first time. Today, I will briefly comment on 3 items. First is explaining what the key pillars of this thriving community are built on. 2, I will highlight a few key achievements in 2021. And 3, I will humbly propose a few areas for the community to consider tackling in 2022. As most of the audience know, TIP is a global community of companies and organizations working together to accelerate the deployment and development of technology solutions that deliver the high-quality connectivity that the world needs. TIP works in a 6-step methodology of ideating, defining solutions, building prototypes, testing the solutions, releasing it via trials, and then commercial deployment. This methodology was adapted to help us build the Indonesia TIP community around 5 key pillars. The first pillar is test and validation of TIP technology for Indonesia's specific use case. Second pillar was the Indonesian operators contributed and represented the demand for these technologies, trialing and deploying all of them. The third pillar was building awareness of the community across demand and supply through events such as this one. Fourth pillar was local capacity building, particularly open tech knowledge in students and professions across the telecom and system integrator ecosystem. The fifth was to incubate the next-gen telecom startups in Indonesia. With this adaptation, the community is now a thriving one, comprising government organizations, ministries such as the Ministry of Infra, Ministry of Education, mobile operators, fixed ISPs, wireless ISPs, and industry associations. It also comprises a very healthy supply mix of OEMs, ODMs from international and local partners, each contributing their unique technologies and strengths. This thriving ecosystem has had many firsts in the past year. I would like to take the opportunity to highlight a few. On the supply side, we have now onboarded 5 local SIs in Indonesia. Each of these SIs now have the capability to test and deploy open technologies. On the supply side, the community is also certifying 2 Open RAN designs for rural Indonesia, which are heavily influenced by the Indonesia operator requirements. And these certifications are now being used globally for many rural deployments. 2, on awareness and capacity building, we have trained more than 2,000 students and professionals. We've conducted an Open RAN digital talent scholarship collaboration between ComInfo, Telkom U, and TIP to train more than 200 students. In addition, we also conducted the Diadakan training for 2,000 students in collaboration with the Ministry of Education. On the demand side, we've completed 3 lab trials, 3 field trials, and we are very encouraged to see that there are now 2 commercial deployments for OpenTag in Indonesia. As we move into the second year of this community, we at Meta Connectivity are proud and excited to be contributing to this community. We humbly propose a few areas for the community to consider to tackle in this coming year. Number 1 is to accelerate Open RAN even further. Last year, we proved out Open RAN is ready for rural deployment in Indonesia. This year, we would like to help the community prove out Open RAN for 5G, fixed wireless access, and private networks. 2, we would like to introduce more TIP technologies such as Open Wi-Fi and Open Optical to the community. While radio networks takes most of the operator's attention, we believe that Open Wi-Fi also has an important role to play, particularly in the enterprise and residential networking space. In addition, Open Optical technology can underpin the economics of a lot of the fiber that Indonesia is now building on the long-haul and metro fiber networks. Third, we will double down on the capacity of the local ecosystem with more advanced training with content from TIP Academy and our partners. The DTS training conducted in 2021 together with ComInfo and TelU was focused on the entry-level Open RAN training system. We're now going to the more advanced levels, and we're looking forward to work with our TIP partners to take this forward. 4, we are also keen to explore with the demand and supply partners on how we can help accelerate local manufacturing. One of the key benefits of open disaggregated tech is that hardware is separate from software, and therefore the location of manufacturing is separate from where the software is developed. We would like to help the Indonesia ecosystem understand the demand that underpins all such decisions on local manufacturing and work with willing ODMs to onshore manufacturing. Finally, in Meta Connectivity, as we build the metaverse, we are also anxious to help our Indonesian partners build metaverse-ready networks in Indonesia, exploring AR, VR, and wearable use cases, again with the lab as our anchor. In closing, we are honored to be part of this vibrant, thriving TIP ecosystem in Indonesia, and we congratulate the community for the achievements in 2021. And we at Meta Connectivity stand ready to help the community scale new heights in 2022. Thank you again, and have a good one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brian, for the presentation and the speech. Now, last but not least, we would like to invite Mr. Julian Gorman as the head of Asia Pacific Region GSMA for the opening speech.
Selamat siang, Honourable Minister ICT Bapak Johnny G. Plate, Honourable Minister Maritime Affairs and Investment Coordinator Bapak Luhut Binsar Panjaitan and his staff, Director General Cominfo and close value GSMA friend Dr. Ismail, Telecom University Rector Dr. Ali Wijaya, Sung Kim, US Ambassador in Indonesia, friends and colleagues from TIP and Meta and the industry, and also guests. It is with great pleasure I have the honour of providing some opening comments on the special occasion of the first anniversary of Telecom Infrastructure Project Community Lab in Indonesia. This lab and its success is close to my heart. Not only is Indonesia my adopted home, but I've had the privilege of working in or close to the telecoms industry in Indonesia now for getting close to 15 years. And during that time, Indonesia, its people and the potential of the digital economy have continued to grow and be a lighthouse, not only in the region, but
for across the world and of the power of digital transformation of society, government, and the nation. From the earliest days of my experience here, Indonesia has been a leading country for the adoption of mobile technology in daily lives. And from the early days of BlackBerry adoption, social media, and other mobile digital services, to its own homegrown global unicorns that continue to shine brightly for Indonesia's digital future. So as we're fitting tribute together to celebrate this first anniversary of the Telecom Infrastructure Community Lab, the first lab in the region, and I believe a milestone in Indonesia's journey to a digital nation vision. All across the world, the pandemic has been a catalyst for accelerated digitalization of society, but it's also proven that strength and the resilience of a digital economy to a disaster is really reliant on the digital engagement and penetration. The pandemic has highlighted the key to digital transformation and resilience is inclusive access to mobile broadband. Getting people connected to mobile broadband is a critical national asset for economic development, competitive advantage for attracting international investment. And developing flexible, cost-efficient and resilient technology options for deployment of those networks to support Indonesia's digital growth has to be a priority. Across the region, mobile operators are expected to spend around $220 billion between 2020 and 2025 to continue to grow their networks and provide a platform for fast-growing digital economies to expand reach and innovation. Around 75% of that investment will be in 5G. Indonesia's opportunity in Open RAN is not only deployment of local networks, but also export to the region. Indonesia has already achieved success in service innovation with worldwide recognition of digital ventures like Gojek and Tokopedia. And the TIP Community Lab is a bold step in establishing Indonesia's role in a fast-growing and exciting global effort to increase the mobile industry's potential and capacity to deliver networks that our global digital economies of the future will be built on. I would like to pause to acknowledge that 5G continues to roll out across the APAC region, and 2022 really marks the year when the large population countries start to experience their first launches. Of course, Indonesia has already made those first steps, and 5G is forecast to be a catalyst for industry and economic transformation. But what I would like to highlight that many of the innovations of 5G rely on principles that can find their foundations in Open RAN technology. This lab is not just an asset for now, but a facility which will continue to support Indonesia's journey to the digital future. Finally, GSMA conducted a survey of mobile operators last year around the world to ask them what would be their concerns or obstacles to greater investment and integration of Open RAN. Internal competence, ecosystem diversity, technical integration, and technology maturity made up nearly 3/4 of the reasons given. What I would like to highlight is the TIP Community Lab, Telkom University, is a significant step to addressing those issues, not only in Indonesia, but also for the region. So in closing, I would like to congratulate the Telecom University, TIP, Cominfo, and the other partners for providing the opportunity and commitment for Indonesia to build a competitive advantage and leadership in this technology, knowing that it will be an asset for the nation and also provide a reference point for collaboration in the future. I look forward to attending next year's anniversary, hopefully in person, and reflecting on this moment and the achievements made in the coming year and what influence it has had advancing the mobile economy in Indonesia and the region, and elevating the voice of Indonesia on the world stage of digital leaders. Thank you and happy anniversary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Julian. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the main event and start the webinar, I would like to invite all guests and participants to join a virtual group photo. So please kindly turn on your camera and please give us your best smile. Beautiful ones. I will give you the cue. We will have 3 slides of photos. Let's start. The first slide. 1, 2, 3. Right. The second slide. 1, 2, 3. Right. Okay, we will begin again. Please be patient. Right. Big bright smile, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Right. The next slide. Be prepared. 1, 2, 3. Right. Moving on to the last slide. Right. 1, 2, 3. Right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see your enthusiasm from your big bright smile. Now, due to other agendas, the ministry, all representatives, and also the rector may leave the virtual room. And once again, for all participants, we inform you, to everyone who would like to get a certificate, please fill out the form provided in the link, which is shared in the chat column. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the core of today's agenda. To all of guests, please mute your microphone while the discussion panel started. But before that, we would like to thank to our guests from SMK Telkom Purwokerto and all Telkom schools in Indonesia, SMK Sumbangsih, SMAN 8 Jakarta, SMKN 4 Bogor, SMKN 4 Bandung, SMKN 25 Jakarta, SMK PGRI Telaga Sari, Politeknik Elektronika Negeri Surabaya, Politeknik Negeri Semarang, Politeknik Negeri Jakarta, and Politeknik Sriwijaya. Now, we will continue our agenda that will be led by our moderator, Associate Professor, Doctor of Engineering, Khairul Anwar, as the moderator. Before that, I would like to read Mr. Khairul Anwar CV first, so we can get to know each other with him, of course. Now, Mr. Khairul is currently the director of the University Center of Excellence for Advanced Intelligent Communications, or ICOMS, formerly Adwitech, Telkom University Indonesia, and he is also the Vice Chairman of Asia Pacific Telecommunity Wireless Group, or AWG. He has the best paper on molecular communications at the 2021 IEEE 5th Symposium on Future Telecommunication Technologies, or SOFTE 2021, on December 2021. He has also reviewed numerous numbers of main journals and conferences in the area of wireless communications, coding theory, and signal processing. Mr. Khairul is also a senior member of IEEE, Information Theory Society, Communication Society. Marvelous achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our moderator, Professor Dr. Khairul Anwar. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Miss, our Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much for the invitation, and good afternoon, everybody. I am very happy to meet you all here.
So can you tell us, before we start the panel, can you tell us about the theme and also the preparations to get to this panel?
Yes. Okay. So we have currently 8 speakers. We have from okay. So thank you very much. We have from Indosat, Mr. Kin Van Pier, and we have also from XL, Mr. Fadli Hamka. We have also Mr. Indra Mardiatna from Telkomsel, and we have, I do hope that Mr. Mulyadi, the Director for the Standardization of POS and IT Equipment of Indonesia, is here now. And we have also Mr. Julian Gorman, the Head of Asia Pacific GSMA. And we have Mr. Fisal from the Global TIP Community Lab. We have Mr. Aulia from Meta Connectivity, and we have also Mr. Denny from the IP Lab of Telkom University Indonesia.
Right. I'm sure they have good materials. But can you tell me, our theme today is connectivity improvements on the rural and urban area. What do you think, or what is expected from our panel discussion for today?
Yes, okay, this is very good question. Actually, I have also another 10 questions, but I would like to answer your question first. Yeah, so what we are expecting from this, I think I have only 45 minutes. So from this 45-minute discussion, I do hope that we can obtain some good strategy, and also the concrete plan, and also some new ideas how to develop the connectivity for rural and urban areas in Indonesia, such that we can make the successful digital transformation, and also make very good preparation for the digital economy, the development of Indonesia, and also many countries in the world following the new technology in the future. So I do hope that this, at least those three expected outcome will be obtained during this 45-minute discussion.
Right. Hopefully this will be an insightful panel discussion, yeah? Thank you very much. You may start. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome Mr. Hoirul Anwar.
Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. Good afternoon, a good day to all of you here. So first of all, before I make a very brief presentation about the result of the focus group discussion since FGD1 until FGD6, I would like to thank first to the committee of this TIP Lab, Community Lab, TIP Community Lab at Telkom University, and I would like also thanks to the Mr. Sindu Arianto from the Telkom Foundation or Yayasan Pendidikan Telkom, and also I would like to thanks to Professor Adi Wijaya, our rector of the Telkom University, representative of Ministry of Kominfo, Maritime and Information Technology, Maritime Affairs and Investment Coordinator, and also the U.S. Embassy. So everybody, I do hope that I can make a very brief presentations such that we can get a very concrete result of discussion. So please allow me to share my slide. Okay, this one. So I am currently using the two monitors, so I should switch first. Okay. So can you see my slide very clearly? Okay, so I do hope that everything is going well. Okay, so I have 18 slide, but I don't want to talk a lot on its slides because I do not want to consume your time. So everybody, please let me review again what is the purpose of our discussion in this 45 minutes. So again, the purpose is to discuss about the connectivity improvements. So the keyword is improvement of the digital connectivity to rural and urban areas. So we have two considerations of the application, that is the and urban areas. So yeah, my name is Khairul Anwar, and I would like to make a very short presentation such that we can have the good outcome. So this is the outline of my presentation. First, I would like to make a very brief introduction of the IPCL Telecom University in one slide only, and then after that I go to the result of the FGD1 until FGD6 in this first anniversary of the IPCL at Telecom University, and then this is, I think, we need to understand the relation between standard regulator, industry operator, and TIP lab at TELU. I do hope that this slide is helpful. And then after that, I just make a very brief review on the traditional and open run for the audience who are new in this area. And then after that, preparation for the metaverse. How can open run? Yeah, this is my expectation. How can open run can support the new technology in the future and can make a good preparation for the metaverse. And then after that, new opportunity to the commercialization and deployment in the world and in Indonesia for the open run. And then after that, the plan for 2021 until 2024. Finally, this is the photos for of our real field experiment of 5G Merdeka. And then after that, I would like to ask the 10 questions. I do hope that the time is enough to all 8 speakers from the industry and from the regulator. So I do hope this is a very interesting question and answer that we can obtain in this event. Okay, so everybody, this is the long journey of the TIP Community Lab in Indonesia in Telkom University. So we started the discussion in July 2020 and we launched the TIP Lab at TELU here. And then after that, we have made a very several progress until today. Yeah, until today, we have the first anniversary of the Telecom Infra project laboratory in Telecom University. So it is exactly not 1 year. It is more than 1 year, but we can make the rounding up such that we can make that this is the first anniversary, and then we can obtain many good results. And then this is my conclusion for the FGD1 until FGD6. FGD1, we talk about the open run rural connectivity. FGD2, the smart agriculture with open run. FGD3, this is the local talent. FGD4, the smart warehouse with open run. FGD5, this is local manufacturing in telecommunications. And FGD6, towards the open run commercialization. So I myself was joining in this FGD6, and there are many good results in the discussion, but let me summarize only within these 3 items. The first, the study of the Deloitte indicates that open run will be the key. So I do hope that this is very good chance for us to develop this and serious in this technology. And then after that, open run itself has the challenges to the maturity, especially in 4 aspects. The first is the performance, interoperability, skill capability, and then the legacy of the technology. So when we point out the performance, the target is to surpass the traditional run. But I do hope that we can do that. Yeah. And then we also discuss about the maturity of Open Run. There are two opinions. We need 3 or 5 more years to make the mature technology of Open Run. But today I want to challenge whether we can shorten the duration of the maturity of the Open Run into 2 until 3 years only, such that we can have the very good product by 2025. Okay, so this is also a very good slide explaining about the core community of TIP Lab at TELU, and also the support from international, and also from the industry. Okay, I continue again this one. So I took this from the 3GPP book, explaining about the relationship. So what I would like to conclude here is that the TIP Lab and Open Run are involved in the line number 1. This is from the regulatory bodies to the regulatory product certification. So I think TIP Lab should work on this. And then after that, line number 2, that it's a technical standard to the product development. Line number 3, this is technical standard to the negotiations. And then line number 4, this is from the regulatory product certification to placing on the market. So we can understand here that we have the product vendor and also the operator here. So I do hope that TIP Lab will be successful in those at least the 4 lines. And then, okay, so this is actually a very easy slide explaining the difference between the traditional base station or traditional run and Open Run. So everybody can see here 2G, 4G, 5G software and hardware in the traditional system or traditional run are locked, but in the Open Run the lock is open. So this is a very good chance for the industry, local industry in Indonesia to contribute together for the infrastructure in the future, supporting 5G, 6G, or even beyond that. Okay, and okay, so this is understanding the metaverse. So everybody, actually, in this picture, I just want to highlight that our networks, servers and clients, together with the standard and social designs, are very important to the development of the metaverse in the future. And then we can see here that market size for the metaverse is also very high in 2030. So I think successful implementation of current technology developed in TIP Community Lab will be helpful in the future. Okay, so this is also the contribution from TIP Lab in Indonesia. We have the contribution from the mobile network operators or MNO, and then OEMs, and also the system integrator. So I do hope that this contribution will increase year by year with concrete result and product. And then everybody, this is the new thing coming from the use of the open radio access network rather than the traditional. So we have the new cycle here. The first is industry standard, and then market demand, and then software and life cycle. This is actually doesn't exist in the traditional run, but with this Open Run, we have the new node or the new items here. That is item number 3. And then finally, we can obtain the commercial Open Run deployment. So we are expecting that we can utilize and exploit this new opportunity. And then this is I took from the TIP in 2021. This is the Global Open RAN Deployment and Trials. So we are in Indonesia. We have the Indosat and SmartFriend and also XL. Yeah. So I do hope that the deployment of the trial for the Open RAN in Indonesia will be increasing this year. And this is our plan for 2021 until 2024. So especially in 2022 here, because we are currently in here, the training and certification, TIP field trial, and TIP new use cases, local manufacturing, international conference, and also fellowship program. So this is the main program of us in 2022. So we welcome to any new ideas from the audience today for the successful program of the TIP Community Lab. And then before I go to the question and answer, so please allow me to share our activities with my students for the project funded by the Kemendikbudristek. This is the Ministry of Higher Education in Indonesia, yeah, under the grant of the Kedai Reka. So we call this is the 5G Merdeka. So we made the field experiment for the 5G Merdeka in Indonesia based on our own equipment. So I do hope that this can contribute to the development of Open RAN in Indonesia and will be helpful also for the TIP lab at Telkom University. Okay, so I think that's all from me. So we have the time until we have the 15:32. So I should close that. This is maybe we can close until 16, maybe until 4 o'clock. So okay, so everybody, that's my brief introduction about the discussion today. And then we have the 8 speakers. Yeah, we have the 8 guests. Yeah, and we have additional one. I think I just received the message here that we have the new speakers from the SmartFriend. So we have 9 in total. We have the Mr. Ari Hardianto. Okay, so I am very happy here that we have many good speakers for our slot. Okay, so everybody, I have in total of the 10 questions. Yeah, so for example, number 1, I will allocate this to Global TIP Lab, Mr. Fisal. Number 2, to Annie, but I would like to point out first Mr. Julian, and then to TIP Lab, Mr. Benny, and then to our regulator from the Ministry of the IT equipment, from Director General of the Post and IT equipment, Mr. Mulyadi. And then I will have a question also to Mr. Indra and Mr. Fadli, but I will also insert Mr. Ari next time here, and also Pak Mulyadi and Mr. Kin, and also to Pak Mulyadi again. So I'm very sorry, Pak Mulyadi, maybe we want to have more explanation from you, yeah, as the regulator in this event. And then after that, we have also the question to Mr. Indra, Mr. Fadli, Mr. Kin, and also Mr. Ari. Yeah. And we have also one question to Mr. Aulia from Meta Connectivity. And we have one question again as the last question to the regulator, that is the question to Mr. Mulyadi. So I do hope these 10 questions are very helpful for us, yeah, to have the outcomes on the digital improvement, the connectivity of digital improvement to rural and and urban areas. Okay, so I do hope that all presenters are ready. So the first, I would like to invite, I would like to check first. Yeah, so I will stop this sharing screen such that I can see everybody. So Mr. Kin Van Pier from Indosat, are you ready? Mr. Kin? Okay, so while waiting, okay, so thank you very much. So we have Mr. Faisal, and then we have Mr. Julian, Mr. Aulia, and then we have, I'm sorry if I, if I don't see the name. We have Mr. Indra here. Yes, we have Mr. Yeah, Mr. Indra. Yes, Mr. Mulyadi is here. Mr. Mulyadi. And then Mr. Denny. Mr. Denny. Okay, thank you, Pak. Mr. Ari. Mr. Ari. Yeah, I do hope we have in total 9. We have in total 9. So please be ready when I call you. Okay, so the first questions, yeah. Okay, so sorry, it is not good. Suddenly I ask you the first question. So yeah, first of all, I would like to thanks to all 9 speakers here. So I am really very happy to meet you here, and it is very honored for me to be here and discuss with you. I do hope that you can provide us with good explanation, good idea, good strategy, and concrete outcome if possible, such that we can use this as the result of the first anniversary, and then we implement, and then we run the program, the strategy to make the successful TIP Community Lab at Telkom University. And the topic today is about the improvement of connectivity for the rural and urban areas especially in Indonesia. Okay, so I do hope that you understand and you catch up the topic itself. So first, I would like to ask. I lost my keynote. Okay, so wait. I will open it again. Okay, so I found it. So I think the first question I would like to ask to the Global TIP Lab, especially Mr. Faisal maybe. Yes, Mr. Faisal. So actually, TIP Lab at Telkom University is, Alhamdulillah, we are number 14 in the world and the first in Asia, in Southeast Asia. And then my question is that, would you please explain what are the expectations and plan of the Global TIP Community Lab to develop our TIP Community Lab at Telkom University Indonesia, such that we can be successful like other community lab in other regions. Maybe if you have more concrete ideas or target, for example, I think we will be very happy to receive your suggestion to develop our TIP Community Lab. So please, Mr. Faisal.
Sure, thank you very much. So once again, thank you very much for this joining this panel. My name is Vishal Mathur. I'm the Global Head of Engagement at TIP. So the question is, what are the potential plans globally for community labs, and how does that address some of the plans that Telkom University is doing as the 14th one within globally? Let me answer that in two ways. One is internal development for the Telecom University TIP Community Lab, and the second one is the externalization of that development. So I think what you have is an opportunity to continue to drive forward three pillars of development internally. One is the innovation around testing, second is around R&D, and third is around digital training and upskilling. From a testing perspective, it's wonderful to see so much progress being made on Open RAN specific lab testing for the benefits of the industry players, i.e. the operators and the vendor ecosystem that are new to Indonesia. I think what I'd expect to see within the testing philosophy is further progress around other forms of Open RAN for other use cases other than rural development, fixed wireless access, indoor, urban densification type of use cases, but also further areas around open optical, open Wi-Fi, and looking the synergies between these technologies. Because this is not about just technology, this is about addressing chronic connectivity issues that the industry, as in the operators, can look to address through their requirements coming into TIP. And as you develop this sort of ideology, then you start to develop the areas around test equipment, modernization, CI/CD processes, which I think will be a wonderful path for becoming a premier best practice lab in the world. So second pillar is around R&D and innovation. And as Brian Tan from Meta Connectivity explained, the world is moving forward from not just addressing connectivity and capacity issues around connectivity or coverage issues, but also looking at the future and metaverse realities, and as you explained as well. So R&D and innovation around AR, VR, or 5G applications will become an important sort of development path as we start to look to bed in a new future digital network technology, and the lab environment is used for that. Third area is training, and I think you already started a training program with Digital Training Scholarship. TIP Academy will be launching as well as a part of that. So we look to develop a curriculum that looks to upskill not only the student body, but also industry professionals as well. So from my perspective, this is all about developing local talent and looking to leverage the innovations that we're doing globally, as well as in Telkom U. My second part to your question is actually, how do you take this forward globally? I think across the 17 community labs that exist in TIP, there are many synergies that you can find as Telkom U into working with other community labs around the world, such as the Open Lab in Berlin, Open Lab in Brazil, as well as Peru, Telefonica Madrid, CICD, as well as Meta's Menlo Park Community Lab as well. Plenty of synergies on creating best practice sharing, but also leveraging it as a network of community labs that can look to address the TIP global community's needs for testing. And my final point around externalizing your capabilities is you are now the premier community lab in Southeast Asia. So that becomes a wonderful opportunity to export your capabilities to the rest of the Southeast Asia region. And I know there are other universities and affiliates of Telkom U across other markets such as Vietnam and Philippines that would be interested in looking to develop satellite capabilities of training, testing in those markets, but also looking to bring in the industry players within those markets to Indonesia to start to consume the capabilities that you have in your lab. I hope that helps as a sort of a general outlook from my perspective, but I see there's a lot of opportunity to develop Telkom U as the hub, not only in Southeast Asia for best practice and innovative testing, R&D, and upskilling, but also creating synergies across the lab network around the world.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Vishal. Very comprehensive answers. So I wrote many here. I do hope that I can make one slide later about your explanation and your expectations about what we should achieve in TIP lab at Telecom University. Before I move to another speaker, so just Mr. Vishal, I just want to confirm whether we should make a publication like other TIP community lab in the world, or this is actually optional, or this is actually a must. So would you please confirm about the publication under the name of the TIP lab?
I'm really sorry, I don't understand what you mean by publication.
Publication mean, for example, in a conference or in a journal for the result of our experiment. It is actually obligation every year. For example, all TIP labs should make one publication, 1 or 2 or 3 publications.
So to answer your question in a different way, from a TIP perspective, what you offer is a wonderful capacity for our community of industry players to come together. And in that regard, when they come together under the remit of doing specific testing strategy based upon requirements defined in TIP. So if you take Open RAN and the use cases defined for Open RAN, when the community comes together, such as the operators in Indonesia with, say, key vendors like Parallel Wireless or Mavenir or system integrators, then what you end up doing is testing out the use case in that lab environment and creating results. We would love you, every time that there is testing occurring in the TIP community lab in Telkom U, is to share those results back with the TIP Open RAN global community. That is there to try and help to mature the community and the industry to drive forward and address the issues that you already expressed around feature and software maturity, as well as integratability of these solutions for deployment.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Vishal, for the answers. Okay, so I am very happy with that. And everybody, let's go to the next question. So this is actually question is addressed to anybody, but I do hope that Mr. Julian can first answer this question. I do hope this is not difficult. The question is that is it possible for the Open RAN implementation in Indonesia be realized within 1 or 2 years? According to our discussion in last week's FGD meeting, we conclude that maybe we need 3 or 5 more years, but is there any possibility to shorten it such that we can implement this within just 1 until 2 years? So would you please answer, Mr. Julian?
I think it's a good question. Certainly, the question going around the industry, is like when is Open RAN technology available for the market? Earlier this week, or I think the week before, we saw Vodafone in the UK announce the confirmation of a rollout of 5G Open RAN base stations in the UK. And so I think that's a pretty clear indication that operators who are advanced down the path of their consideration of Open RAN are capable of deploying in the very near term. Operationally in Indonesia, this is still new. The lab's a year old, and a number of trials being conducted. And I think there's also operational and organizational issues for a operator to move to Open RAN networks, which need to be overcome, and it may take some time. So I wouldn't want to second guess mobile operators' internal processes and how long it takes to do. But we would certainly encourage pioneer operators to look for opportunities to deploy initial rollouts, maybe in specific projects, maybe related to like Bhakti, underserved areas or new rural areas, which provide an opportunity to roll out in a contiguous area a network so that they can gain greater confidence with the network. But overall, in the expectation of future Open RAN, there is principles around organization, around network design, which could start to be adopted immediately, and or subject to integration and consideration of what those processes are by the operators. But they could start to prepare for rollout. But you also need to consider that operators in Indonesia are continually growing their networks. They have existing vendors who probably have contracts in place for a certain rollout or maintenance of certain areas, and they're in the best place to deal with or manage how Open RAN is integrated from first instance. But I think what you can clearly say from what we see around the world is once an operator has taken the time to get comfortable with the technology is ready to be rolled out now.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Julian, for your answer. Even though this is actually not very clear, I mean not very yes or no no answer, but we can guess from your answer that this is new and we need organizational issue, and then also we encourage operator to look the opportunity, and we are also in parallel with that we are trying also to make the technology is maturing. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Julian, for the answer. Okay, so everybody, let's go to the next question. This is actually I am planning to ask Mr. Denny to answer this. So the question is that, is it true that the IP community lab at Telecom University will always boost the IT and telecom talent development? Is there any opportunity to go international for those talented young generation or young researcher? If yes, and then please explain. So I would like to ask Mr. Denny to answer this question.
Thank you, Pak Khairul. It's an interesting question. At the beginning of the IP establishment in the year of 2020, it is intentionally built with a mix of experienced global SI and as well as local SI. But we not only talk about local SI, we prefer to give exposure and experience to the young talent included in the lab activity. So based on our 1 year experience, just to mention some good impression by involving not only local but also young talent is there is good recognition from global teammates, because we often have a meeting, technical meeting, we have debugging process, troubleshooting, and everything. We get good recognition for the young talent excellent skill on troubleshooting, Pak Khairul. It proves that actually Indonesia in general have very good technical young talent. The IP lab here proved by giving them a challenge to directly involve and give them exposure. And about the international opportunity, the idea of open network itself directly give seamless, there is seamless border between local and international part, because by idea of open network, then we talk about skills and the ability to solve the problem. And by the our experience during 1 year, our young talent involved in here in the lab already proved that. And also I'm glad to inform, although this is not yet officially, but one of the international SI already expressing their interest to acquisition, to recruit our young talent to do project in USA, Pak Khairul.
Alhamdulillah, very good.
Yeah. Hopefully it can be realized soon. Yeah. can be manifested and can be success story of how we give the chance to the young talent and how the TIP lab give the facility to develop the talent. And also by our experience and joining effort with Cominfo, holding training for more than 200 young talent, because we intentionally filter the participant, not for the experienced engineer. We give only the chance to the fresh graduate or final year of the university. We want to prove how they can absorb the idea of the Open Run. And the result, it's very interesting that the idea of open network and how the material is delivered, it could spark the curiosity and their enthusiasm and their idea to innovate. Yeah, just let's say if you want to follow up the training result, at least we have 200 resource ready at the end of the training. Let's say if the project is there. Yeah, but for now, as you say in the beginning, that maybe Open Run will be mature as a massive rollout here 2 or 3 years later. Yeah, at least we can keep on developing young talent, give them whatever possible to involve directly in project, whether in Indonesia or in abroad, ya Pak, internationally. And also, in the other hand, Pak Khairul, actually, why we asking about international exposure? Meanwhile, Indonesia itself actually is a very huge market, and at some points more challenging, technically, non-technically, ya Pak, ya. In terms of technical skills, management skills, somehow Indonesia give more challenge. But for the time being, yeah, we are excited with our 5 years program. We are pretty sure that hopefully TIP can contribute significantly on the young talent development and give them exposure to the real project of Open Run.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Denny, for very clear answers. So everybody, yeah, as explained by Mr. Denny, that we are having very good news. That we also invite all of you to join and develop this technology, because according to our experience within this 1 year, we received many positive action, positive opinion, positive thinking, and also very good activities. So it is also a good chance that you are also needed by the country abroad. Yeah. So we need to increase our digital talent training program. So I hope that this answer this question number 3. Okay, so my time is also running out, so I will go to the next question. So I do hope that Mr. Mulyadi is here.
Yes, Prof. Khairul.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Pak. Okay, so wait, I should open again my note. So Mr. Mulyadi, I have a question. So I think this is related to the spectrum. So I in some sense, I know that asking special spectrum is difficult and it is costly. But I just want to know whether, it is possible to have the additional spectrum band for the experiment. Okay, so the complete question is like this: Open Run, opens many domestic innovations. So this is very good thing, right? Both technologically and business model have the potential to be a catalyst for the digital equality. However, one of the problem is the spectrum license. The question is that, is there any strategic planning from the government, from the regulator, to allocate additional spectrum band to academic research as well as the private network applications, especially with the spectrum dividend after the change from analog TV to digital TV in Indonesia? So I guess that this question is actually asking whether it is possible to have the spectrum band rather than the operators in Indonesia. Currently, what we are doing, Pak, when we want to make experiment is making the cooperation with the operator, because almost all operator in Indonesia are joining TIP Lab. So I think this is very good opportunity too. But is there any plan for this additional spectrum band such that many private companies, many local industries can use that band? Yeah, I think this is rather than ISM band, not ISM band, but a new band. Maybe the answers can be yes or no, or can be neither, rather than yes or no. Please, Pak Mulyadi.
Okay, thank you, Professor Khairul. Good afternoon for everybody. For better explanation, allow me, Prof. I speak in Bahasa. So,
okay, Pak, no problem. I will try to translate. Yeah.
So it's not misunderstanding. Okay. Untuk penggunaan spektrum di Indonesia, ya kita tahu bahwa ini adalah resource yang terbatas ya. Ada peraturan yang sudah dibuat oleh pemerintah, baik Undang-Undang Telekomunikasi, peraturan pemerintah, kemudian peraturan menteri. Itu semuanya diatur, termasuk pembagian spektrum yang digunakan di Indonesia. Ada pembagian alokasi spektrum seperti untuk penerbangan, maritim, seluler, penyiaran, dan sebagainya, semuanya diatur. Tapi sayang sekali memang tidak ada alokasi khusus untuk kebutuhan riset. Bukan memang tidak ingin dialokasikan, tetapi memang kita tahu bahwa kebutuhan riset itu, setiap riset itu membutuhkan spesifik spektrum, tidak ada yang seragam. Contohnya kebutuhan riset untuk 5G itu membutuhkan spektrum di pita-pita seluler, bisa di pita 700, 2,1, 3,5, 2,6 atau 26. Tapi kebutuhan riset di satelit tidak membutuhkan frekuensi ini. Demikian juga kalau ada kebutuhan riset di untuk penyiaran. Jadi setiap riset memerlukan bisa saja membutuhkan spektrum yang berbeda. Oleh karena itu memang tidak ada alokasi khusus. Dan kemudian bahwa riset itu juga dilaksanakan biasanya di spesifik lokasi tertentu, tidak membutuhkan wilayah yang luas, apalagi untuk nationwide. Jadi mengalokasikan suatu spektrum untuk kebutuhan riset itu seperti membuat resource terbatas ini tidak terutilisasi dengan baik. Itu makanya kenapa tidak ada general alokasi untuk spektrum bagi kebutuhan riset. Tapi pemerintah tetap mengakomodasi spektrum untuk keperluan riset ini. Ya, jadi keperluan spektrum untuk riset itu diberikan berdasarkan evaluasi case by case. Jadi tidak general. Kebutuhannya di frekuensi berapa, lokasinya di mana, kemudian berapa luas cakupan kebutuhannya, kemudian diperhitungkan apakah ada pengguna lain yang di sana yang mungkin terganggu, kemudian hal-hal yang lain. Berdasarkan kebutuhan tersebut dan hasil analisa yang dilakukan oleh pemerintah, maka keperluan spektrum untuk riset bisa diakomodir apabila semuanya bisa dibutuhkan. Jadi kalau kebutuhan riset hanya untuk skala lab saja di frekuensi tertentu, bisa saja ini diakomodir. Ini sudah dilaksanakan selama ini, dan yang paling banyak menggunakan kebutuhan untuk riset atau untuk uji coba ini di frekuensi spektrum. ada di 2,1, 2,3, 26 giga dan sebagainya. Jadi kebutuhan spektrum atau nanti misalnya di 700 untuk oleh penelitian peran ini tentu saja dimungkinkan. Hanya saja nanti memang harus diperiksa atau dievaluasi case by case, di mana nanti akan dilaksanakan risetnya, kemudian berapa lama, kemudian dilihat nanti apakah di sana ada lokasi ada pengguna lain yang sudah mendapat izin dan sebagainya. Nah, itulah nanti yang akan diterbitkan izinnya apabila semuanya dimungkinkan evaluasinya tersebut. Dan di peraturan kita menyebutkan juga kalau untuk penelitian ada kemungkinan tidak dikenakan biaya BHP spektrum. Jadi kebutuhan spektrum untuk riset ini meskipun tidak dialokasikan secara khusus di suatu lokasi, tapi pemerintah tetap memberikan support agar ada spektrum yang bisa digunakan untuk kebutuhan riset ini. Ya, tentu saja kan riset ini kan tidak dilaksanakan dalam jangka waktu yang panjang seperti pelayanan telekomunikasi ya, tentu ada jangka waktunya. Nah, itu pemerintah bisa memberikan. Jadi kebutuhan spektrum untuk keperluan riset tentu akan diakomodir dan disupport oleh pemerintah berdasarkan evaluasi secara case by case. Begitu.
Recording stopped.
Penjelasannya.
Recording in progress.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mulyadi. This is very clear answer from Mr. Mulyadi as the Director of the Standardization of Post and IT Equipment. So everybody, as we can hear from Mr. Mulyadi, that for the specific frequency, for example, for the long term, may not be provided by the government, but for the case by case, it will be provided. So, for example, we can use the frequency for the research. So, for example, we use for the open run. So, it is possible that we can get the permission from the government. And then, why this rule is applied? Because the government are trying to avoid the inefficiency of the frequency. So because, for example, if one frequency is allocated to you, and then in some years you do not use that frequency, so it means that we are wasting the frequency given to us. So that's why, according to my understanding from the explanation of Mr. Mulyadi, is that frequency will be given case by case. So it means that it is possible for us to use the frequency band for the open run for the purpose of the research. So again, I would like to express our thanks to the government of Indonesia, and especially from the Directorate General of the Standardization of Post and IT Equipment, and also resource and resource allocation, for the support. So again, this is very good discussion. So before I go to the next question, I would like to ask to our Master of Ceremony how long we have the time. Bu Master of Ceremony, would you please give us confirmation about how long we have the time, because we have the 6 more questions. No? Okay, so please interrupt us when the time is almost running out. So everybody, let's go forward to the next question. So I would like to ask all the MNO from Indonesia. We have the Mr. Indra, Mr. Fadli here, and also I think we have Mr. Keen and also Mr. Ari. Maybe to shorten the time, I to hope that only 2 from you, maybe Mr. Indra and Mr. Fadli first. Yeah, so The question is that, is there any possibilities for regulators and operators giving an opportunity to the solutions and innovation product from private industries or universities for being used in your live networks? Yeah, I know that this is a difficult question, but the question is that the possibility. So is there any possibility in the future that your live networks is applying or using or adopting our product? Maybe Mr. Indra, and then followed by Mr. Fadli.
Yeah, sure. Professor Khairul, thank you. So maybe I'll introduce myself. My name is Indra as a technology strategy in Telkomsel. I'm representing for the Pa Henry Mulyasyam. Our CEOs cannot attend this meeting and send regard to all the committee here with the great event. So I think come to the question. So the answer is it is possible. It's very possible to implement.
Very good. Yeah.
And we are supporting on this kind of initiative. So for example, we also support some of the trial and so on. But I think there is some what is regulated, because telco industry is regulated. So it must be certified by Kominfo, because if we like implement some device to the live network, which is to our customer, it must be certified. So then later on, Pak Mulyadi also have a big role on this one. So we supporting on the research, and then also another thing. And then once this one is already certified with the regulatory, with the Kominfo, then maybe we can try to find which what is use cases area that fit in the solution that we are talking about, especially Open RAN.
Thank you very much, Mr. Indra from Telkomsel. So very clear and very good answers from Telkomsel, everybody. And we do hope that we use this opportunity in the future. Okay, I am going to ask Mr. Fadli from XL. Would you please answer this question, number 5?
Sorry, is my voice is audible?
Yes, yeah. We can hear
Okay,
your
good
voice
afternoon.
clearly.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So
Waalaikumsalam.
my name is Fadli Hamka. I'm from Technology Strategy and Assurance from XL Axiata. First of all, I would like to say regards from our CEO for not attending and not able to attending this anniversary. So we do hope that TIP and Telkom University can continue this great collaboration with all stakeholders, including also MNOs in Indonesia. So to answer the question very straightly, that we are open hand for adopting those solutions that is being deployed by academics as well as private use cases. Even we are considering that academic and private use cases will be our early adopters and our trigger point, especially in deploying an Open RAN. We know we are a quite long-term mobile operator, already have many collaboration with existing legacy RAN. So I think we are also very encouraged to adopt this Open RAN technology. So we do believe that academics and private use cases will be our triggering point. We consider academic will be our source of innovations, use case unlock opportunities. So MNOs will really hope to have a close collaboration with those stakeholders. So I hope it's answer your question, Prof.
Yes, it answer our questions very clearly. So everybody, so we are having very good news from Telkomsel and XL about the possibility of adopting our product from academia and also from the industries in the live network. Okay, so I would like to go forward to another question that is actually, I jump to question number 8. This is question to the MNO again. So I would like to invite Mr. Keen from Indosat and also Mr. Ari from SmartFriend to answer the question number 9. That is about how to make the opportunity of the Open RAN implementation used as the expansion for the network strategy in the rural and urban areas. So I do hope maybe Mr. Keen first.
Thank you, Professor Anwar. So, by the way, my name is Kees, not Keen. Just a small correction.
Okay.
Apologies for that. So also, just would like to pass on best regards from our CEO, Pa Vikram Sinha, who's unable to attend today, and also would like to congratulate the Telkom University with the anniversary of the 1-year anniversary of the Telecom Infra project community lab. So also on behalf of Indosat Ooredoo Hutchinson, hearty congratulations. Then to your question, so first, I think as Indosat, we were actually one of the first to implement the Open RAN in our live network. We started, of course, with a deployment in our lab environment, but then very soon afterwards, we implemented it using our 900 band in Ambon last year. We widely published on that, and I think this is one of the fundamental prerequisites in order to start with the deployment of Open RAN in Indonesia. So, because before you deploy any technology, you first need to prove that it works. So, and I think with the support of the TIP, with the support of the Telecom University, but also with the support of the partners, we have proven that it works. It works as a technology, and actually we didn't get any customer complaints. Overall, the customer experiences was very good. However, with the technology working, we are not there yet, because I think all of us know very well that deploying a network in Indonesia is much more than just technology. We're talking huge scale here. We're talking about some of the biggest networks in the world. So just having the technology alone won't do it. So it's really important that now, as an industry, we start focusing on building this very good and strong ecosystem in Indonesia, training our people, but also creating soft systems integrators, bringing them here, and basically creating that ecosystem that actually can then deploy Open RAN technology at scale, because we're not a small country here. We don't do Indosat 10, 15 upgrades. We're talking thousands of upgrades, thousands of sites every year. So these are not small vendors, small system integrators that can do that. That requires specialized skill, especially on the logistics. So I think that's one thing that as an industry we need to tackle. Then the second thing that we need to tackle, I think, is what is the value that it brings, this technology, to operators and also to our shareholders and to the community at large in Indonesia. Because, of course, technology Open RAN is super interesting. And me as a technologist, I see the value of this technology. However, in order to now convince shareholders to invest in this technology, and remember, there's a huge existing base that we have as an operator. We have our existing vendors. We have people trained up on that. We have systems that are being integrated. We have all of those cell sites that have been recently built. So that's an existing investment there. So how do we convince shareholders to approve an investment there? So of course, there's lots of talk about the business case. Open RAN is cheaper. Personally, I have yet to see it, and I think as an industry, and hopefully also with the support of the Telkom University, we can look at some business cases and see how can we make this a cost-effective technology that is going to bring the TCO down overall. But also, I think what is really important is that we start talking about the incremental value that we can create with Open RAN. Because the incumbent vendors that we have today, their products are already very good. So now, of course, with an open architecture that comes from Open RAN, hopefully we can bring innovators to develop applications on top of that. That brings value that we don't get from our incumbent vendors. So I think that is something that, as an industry, we need to work on. How do we create that business case, the financials, the economics of Open RAN, but also, what are now the real added value of this technology for shareholders, for our customers, but of course also for the country. Hope that answers the question.
Yeah. Okay, very clear, Mr. Kees. So I noted that there are 2 points. So the first, we also we appreciate you are saying that Indonesia's network, this is big and challenging. So we do hope that Indosat and also us can help you in this developing or building the network for Indonesia. And the second, this is you make one new terminologies for us, that is the incremental values or incremental benefits that we can obtain from the Open RAN development. It means that you are answering that it is yes, you can use the Open RAN for the expansion of the networks in Indosat. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, we are going to the answer from Mr. Ari. Yeah, Mr. Ari from Smart Friend. Would you please answer our question related to the opportunity of Open RAN implementation as the expansion for the network in rural and urban areas? Mr. Ari is here.
Ya, terima kasih Pak.
Oke, ya.
Profesor.
Terima kasih, Pak. Ya.
Pak Khairul, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
For us, Pak, I'm straightforward. The opportunity for the Open RAN use in the expansion in the rural area. I think for us, especially for Smart Friend, the small operator, we will see the network cost of the Open RAN itself. The network cost, of course, with the same performance or the same PPI with the legacy network. Let's see when the ecosystem of the Open RAN is coming. I don't know whether 2 or 3 years. If at least the network cost at least is comparable with the legacy, of course we will consider the Open RAN, because if the network cost is less than the legacy, of course we will get the more penetration signal on the urban area. So this, I think, is very simple.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Ari, for the another consideration that is about the cost and the equal performance as the traditional RAN. But in principle, I can conclude that you answer that the answer is yes. Yes, that it is possible, for you to expand the network for rural and urban areas using Open RAN. Okay, so thank you very much to both Mr. Kees and also Mr. Ari for the answers to question number 8. Okay, so everybody, let's go back again to question number. Okay, please wait. I should complete our discussion until 16:45. Until 16:45, but I want to keep that you are not getting bored with this discussion. So I will try to jump. Yeah, I would like to jump to Mr. Aulia, to Mr. Aulia from Meta Connectivity. So Mr. Aulia, how are you?
Hello, Prof. Khairul. I'm fine.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm very happy to meet you here again. So
likewise.
So we have one question for you, Pak. How Meta or how Facebook see digital economic potential in Indonesia, and its relationship with the connectivity expansions for both rural and urban areas in Indonesia. So maybe you can try to look forward to the impact to digital economic potential if we can implement, we can make the good infrastructure, especially to the rural areas. So I do hope that the question is clear to you.
Yeah, I think thank you very much for the question. This is very good question, Prof. Khairul. Before, maybe let me just introduce myself. So my name is Aulia Velmi. So I'm from Meta Connectivity, and I'm also looking for and also supporting the TIP initiative in the region. So nice to meet you all, and I also would like to say hi to my distinguished colleagues that also attending today, Pak Kees, Pak Indra, Pak Fadli, Pak Julian, Pak Ari, and I also Pak Nafit there. So I hope that you are in a good health. So I think come to the question. I think the digital economy in Indonesia has continued to grow rapidly in the last decade, and it is also expected that it will grow 8-fold by 2030. This is based on the information from the government. Or around, I mean, the values can be around, I think if not mistaken, is 352 billion US dollar. So I think this is mainly, as we aware, contributed to the rise of the digital startup economy, who, some of them, as we know, has grown to become a unicorn or even bigger than that. So I guess there is no doubt that, the potential of the digital economy is expected to be one of the pillars of the Indonesia economy in the future. And I think from my perspective, there are a few components that can contribute to the digital economic growth in this country. The first is a good ICT infrastructure, including the connectivity. Secondly is the digital literacy and inclusiveness. And the third one is the supportive regulatory regimes. So I think the good thing that the government, together with the industry partners, with our MNO friends, ISP friends, are aware and working really hard to develop and execute the best strategies so that the digital economy can develop optimally in this country. So far, if we take a look on the connectivity stage, so I think in urban, I think the state of the connectivity is already quite good, to accommodate the current use cases, right? So if you take a look on the current use case, I think most of that is actually related to the e-commerce and so on and so forth, right? So this is really helpful the small, medium-sized economy entrepreneurs, business is actually to be able to sell online and create the another level of the economic opportunity. But for future use cases, I think the optimization of this network might be required, right? Especially to support the low latency and high capacity use cases. Yes. Now people is talking about metaverse and so on and so forth. So I think there might be some optimization or some improvement, some innovation need to be done in rural, right? So I think, we need to really work together, I think, to understand, so what will be required is actually to support the future use cases. And I think this is one of the improvement that we can do in the future in Indonesia. I think so far, I think the problem that if we're talking about the connectivity, the problem is how can we distribute this more evenly, I think as we know that Indonesia is a big country, consists of 1,000 of islands. And the level of infrastructure and literacy is different, between one area or one district to another district. So I think this is the area of concern that everyone is looking to improve and support. So, but then I guess in relation to the potential of the digital economy, I think if we want to really maximize, we really wanted to maximize the potentials of the digital economy. I think we need to really also tackle the rural connectivity. It's not only urban, but I think the rural is also important for us. So in this way, I think we can further maximize the potentials of the digital economy. So I think in summary, I think in bringing a good connectivity infrastructure and a good literacy in rural is important. It's very crucial. And to continuously doing the improvement on the quality of network and efficiency with innovation is also very crucial. I think that is my answer, Pak Khairul.
Yeah, okay, very clear, Pak Aulia. So, okay, everybody, this is very clear answer from Mr. Aulia from Meta Connectivity, that our technology, for rural areas, connectivity in rural areas, and also, of course, urban areas, contribute a lot, to the digital economy. And we have three keywords here: the good ICT, digital literacy, supportive regulatory and also the maximizing or optimizing the network in the rural areas. We do believe, everybody, that this digital connectivity in the rural areas, it is really used currently for the post COVID-19. Yeah, this is really very useful, and then I also do believe that it will increase the economic of the rural area, especially when we have the pariwisata. Yeah, when we have the area for the sightseeing or another source of the economic development, and then this really very useful there. But also for the future technology sector, first we need a good infrastructure everywhere. Otherwise, you cannot join, where you are outside of the good network. So I do hope that this answer question number 9. We have about 15 minutes, everybody. We have about 15 minutes, and we have the 3 questions are still not answered. So I do hope that you are still following us, discussing about the connectivity for the rural areas. So I would like to go back to Mr. Mulyadi, and maybe because it is similar, so I will combine 2 questions into one. But I will also invite everybody to answer if you have additional answers, or new ideas related to that. So okay, so I combine question number 6 and number 10. Question number 6 and number 10. And I skip question number 7. So question number 6, this is to regulator and MNO. So everybody from the operators can also follow to answer these questions. So the first, through the research activities, universities can contribute to the community in the context of network connectivity acceleration. For example, Telkom University or TELU is currently developing 5G Merdeka equipment or 5G Merdeka base station. Is it possible for the government to give a special attention by providing, for example, funding to produce finished product or complete product that are ready for use in the industry? Those multiple benefits are achieved. The increase in the TKDN. TKDN, this is the percentage of the local component in the equipment, in the product. The percentage of local component in the product. So multiple benefits are achieved, especially for the increase in TKDN and the fulfillment of the domestic technology. So this is question number 6, but because this is similar to question number 10, I will combine. And then what procedures need to be followed by the vendors or vendors of open run products and the solution in terms of fulfilling or satisfying the standardization in Indonesia. So this is actually first I will invite Mr. Mulyadi to answer, and then after that operators and everybody. Everybody. I mean, everybody here is. We also invite Mr. Faisal or Julian to answer if you have some good idea related to the standardization, for example. But regarding to the funding, I think this is the authority of the regulator and also the operator. For example, the operator give us funding to make one finished product or one completed product to make the open run. So first, maybe Mr. Mulyadi, would you please answer these two questions?
Ya, oke. Baik, Prof. Khairul, terkait dengan funding, kalau di Kominfo saat ini pendanaan itu dalam bentuk program kerja yang ada di Kominfo yang kalau yang dapat digunakan untuk keperluan masyarakat itu ada dua jenis, yaitu funding untuk pengembangan digital talent dilaksanakan oleh Badan Litbang Kominfo, itu bisa digunakan untuk masyarakat, atau funding dalam bentuk USO, pengelaran jaringan di daerah 3T. Tidak ada funding yang saat ini yang dikeluarkan oleh Kominfo untuk memproduksi suatu perangkat yang dihasilkan oleh suatu peneliti. Dan kalau funding untuk penelitian, yang setahu saya memang ada di Kementerian Pendidikan, ya, untuk penelitian di perguruan tinggi, atau mungkin di riset. Tetapi dalam bentuk yang lain, Kominfo bisa memberikan dukungan terhadap produk yang sudah dihasilkan oleh riset untuk bisa diproduksi di industri. Itu dalam bentuk pertama regulasi. Itu bahwa produk open run ini dimungkinkan untuk digunakan di Indonesia. Itu melalui proses sertifikasi nanti, itu sesuai jadi sekalian saja yang bisa diikuti melalui peraturan Menteri nomor 16 tahun 2018. Itu ada ketentuan sertifikasinya. Prosedurnya sama dengan produk perangkat telekomunikasi yang lainnya. Itu harus diuji dulu sesuai dengan standarnya, kemudian nanti dikeluarkan sertifikat kalau sudah sesuai. Kemudian hal lain lagi yang bisa digunakan sebagai toolsnya untuk mendukung perangkat dalam negeri ini adalah penerapan TKDN. Tapi memang sampai saat ini penerapan TKDN itu memang masih terbatas. Itu pertama untuk perangkat handphone, komputer tablet dan komputer tablet ya, yang saat ini berlaku sebesar 30% dan akan naik sampai 35% di bulan April nanti. Jadi untuk perangkat handphone, komputer dan tablet ini itu harus diproduksi di dalam negeri dengan persyaratan harus memiliki lokal konten sebesar 30%, baru bisa disertifikatkan dan kemudian digunakan di Indonesia. Jadi dukungan dari yang bisa diberikan oleh Kominfo saat ini untuk mendukung industri dalam negeri terkait dengan pembuatan perangkat operan ini adalah bentuk kebijakan bahwa perangkat tersebut memenuhi ketentuan TKDN. TKDN ini kita Kominfo bekerjasama dengan Kementerian Perindustrian. Mereka lah yang sebenarnya menjadi lead berapa komponen mana saja yang perlu dikenakan kewajiban TKDN-nya dan berapa persen apa saja yang harus dihitung. Itu adanya di Kementerian Perindustrian. Itu bersama dengan Kementerian Perindustrian, Kominfo mendevelop suatu kebijakan. Kominfo mensupport dalam bentuk kewajiban dalam bentuk salah satu persyaratan untuk sertifikasi perangkat telekomunikasi. Saat ini baru 2 produk yang dikenakan kewajiban TKDN. Pertama perangkat handphone, yang kedua perangkat penerima siaran televisi digital, set-top box maupun televisi digital. Jadi gitu Prof. Jadi secara policy kita mendukung, tapi memang akan dihitung secara nasional bersama-sama dengan Kementerian Perindustrian untuk mensupport lokal konten yang ada di Indonesia. Jadi kalau untuk funding memang belum ada di Kominfo saat ini, Prof.
Yeah.
Gitu.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mulyadi. Very clear. So everybody, let's conclude the answer from Mr. Mulyadi here that for the funding, there is no special funding for the product. Currently, the funding of Kominfo, this is for the digital talent and also for the USO, for the USO. And then we suggest you submit a proposal or project to the Ministry of Higher Education, and also the Ministry of, or not Ministry, this is the BRIN, Badan Research dan Inovasi Nasional. So we suggest you to submit proposal to those two institutions, but for the Kominfo itself, no direct funding to this. But the Kominfo support the regulations and also will support the certifications, or the testing for the all open run product you may meet, to be applicable or useful by the operators. So this is the support of the Kominfo. By assuming that your product satisfy at least 30% of the local component. So I think that this is a good policy, Pak, currently. And we do hope that with this opportunity, we can develop and we can have many finished product in the future. Okay, so that is the answer from Mr. Mulyadi.
Klarifikasi. Bahwa yang saat ini 30% adalah produk untuk HKT. Untuk open run memang belum ada kebijakan yang dikeluarkan. Tetapi ini bisa kalau memang dilihat bersama dengan Kementerian Perindustrian, ini mungkin bisa menjadi salah satu produk yang mungkin akan ditetapkan nilai TKD-nya oleh Kementerian Perindustrian.
Alhamdulillah.
Nah, itu. Jadi memang harus ada suatu pembicaraan lebih lanjutan untuk mengetahui apakah ini akan ditetapkan TKD, diwajibkan TKD-nya atau tidak. Nah, jadi polisinya itu sudah pernah ada untuk TKDN untuk perangkat-perangkat telekomunikasi yang sudah pernah ada. Jadi ini mungkin bisa kalau memang akan kita rasa layak untuk diperjuangkan nilai TKD-nya.
Okay, Pak. So this is very good news. This is good news for us everybody that for the requirement of the TKDN is not decided yet by the Ministry of Industries and Kemenperin. So I think that we can contribute if you have any ideas for the development of the completed product or finished product of the open run. I think we can make proposal to the Kemenperin to make the regulation for the minimum local component in the open run product. So again, thank you, Pak Mulyadi, for the answers. And everybody, I think we have the 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. So I just want to give one opportunity to the MNO if you want to give the additional answer to this question. For example, about the funding.
This is Kees Indelsat, if you allow me.
Okay, yes, please, Mr. Kees. I am very happy with you.
So while, of course, as Indelsat already mentioned, we welcome any funding the government can provide, obviously. I think there's also maybe another side to that, so because one thing is, of course, like government subsidies. The other side is also the buying and the investment that the government is doing itself. And I think there's a huge opportunity there, partly also in Open RAN, but especially in all of the applications that will be there for digitizing Indonesia in the future. So as an operator, and I guess the same applies to my colleagues here, you always have, you need to do an investment. And of course, there's always uncertainty about the return. So as operators, we're sometimes typically a bit conservative on that. So I think there's also a huge opportunity for the government to create demand in this market. If the investment is going to happen anyway, then let's do it in a way that that would help the local economy, but also create the demand and would then give for us the business case, make the business case to invest in it. So I think that's another side to this, what I just wanted to add here.
Yes. Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Kees, for very bright ideas here. Investment by the government, not only for the product but also for the software or for the applications. I think that it is very good opportunity and very good for us.
Creating the demand, actually, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. I agree with you because this will create a demand and I think it will increase the opportunity to industries and universities in Indonesia to make the final product and to make the networks is greater. Okay, so I think the time is up. So this is exactly 16:45. So I should end our discussion, and I am very happy with you all. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have four pages, and I need to conclude this, but I cannot read them all. So I will report this to the committee, and then maybe the committee can put the result of our discussion today to our TIP lab website, and then everybody can enjoy, can have the information and also the idea how to develop new product for the future. So again, I would like to thanks to all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 speakers we have this afternoon, and let's give applause to all of the 10 speakers. Okay, so thank you very much to Mr. Keys and Mr. Fadli, Mr. Indra, Mr. Mulyadi, Mr. Julian, Mr. Fisal, Mr. Aulia, Mr. Denny, and Mr. Ari for very good insight and very good knowledge that we can obtain from this discussion. So again, so thank you very much, and let's meet again in the future with the great success. So again, thank you very much and good afternoon. See you.
Thank you, Prof. Hairul.
Thank you.
Terima kasih
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih, Prof. Hairul. Terima kasih semuanya.
Terima kasih. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Bye.
Mr. Hoirul Anwar for leading the webinar and talk show. I would say that that was an effective, efficient, and insightful discussion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Hoirul?
Yes, thank you very much, Miss. So I am really very happy with very insightful and very friendly and many good news we received from the discussion. And I do hope that all participants in this webinar enjoy and obtain good knowledge and also the motivation.
Yes, hopefully in the future we will have more of these panel
Inshallah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Inshallah.
All right. Thank you once again, for our moderator and all of the panels. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have just been informed the news. Congratulations, TIP Community Lab Telkom University first anniversary have now reached 1,000 viewers, both from YouTube and Zoom. Let us hear a round of applause, please. Kudos to the committee for all of the hard work. Now this takes us to the journey of TIP Community Lab. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the year, the TIP Community Lab and its members has so many achievements and works. Here we have the greetings and appreciations for TIP Community Lab Telecom University first anniversary from everyone who wishes and salute all the achievements in the past year.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Erlangga Hartarto, Menteri Koordinator Bidang Perekonomian, mengucapkan selamat untuk perayaan anniversary ke-1 dari Telecom Infra Project Community Lab di Asia Tenggara. Semoga kehadiran Telecom Infra Project yang didukung oleh Telkom University terus menjadi wadah kolaborasi antar operator telekomunikasi, sistem integrator pemerintah dan akademisi agar bisa mengakses pemerataan digitalisasi serta konektivitas nasional serta regional. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat ulang tahun yang pertama untuk Telkom Infra Project Community Lab Telkom University. Semoga keberadaan TIP Community Lab ini dapat mendukung pemerataan digitalisasi dan konektivitas untuk mewujudkan kedaulatan digital nasional. Dengan semangat kolaborasi, Telkom siap mendukung upaya TIP Community Lab dalam mempercepat program Making Indonesia 4.0 untuk Indonesia yang lebih baik. Sukses selalu untuk Telkom University. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Congratulations to Telecom University TIP Community Lab, celebrating its first anniversary working to connect all Indonesians to high-speed internet. It's been 1 year since your prestigious institution was selected as Southeast Asia's first Telecom Infra project. With only 14 labs worldwide, this is a true testament to Telecom University's capacity for innovation. The US is a proud supporter of this truly collaborative effort, and we look forward to continuing our long-standing partnership and supporting Indonesia's connectivity goals for decades to come.
Selamat Hari Pertama di Telecom Infra Project Community Lab, Telkom University. On behalf of the GSMA, congratulations on this milestone. The commitment of the lab partners, the interest of the students in the industry, and the progress made since launch that make today possible are admirable and justify excitement for the road ahead. I congratulate all the partners in the lab on this anniversary and look forward to strengthening our cooperation to further grow Indonesia's opportunity to be a world leader in mobile technology. Happy anniversary.
Hello, my name is Vishal Mathur. I'm the Global Head of Engagement at the Telecom Infra project. I'd like to celebrate and congratulate TelU for achieving its first year milestone of being the 14th TIP community lab around the world and the first in the Southeast Asia region. I pass these congratulations also to Telkom Group, to the Ministry of Communications and Informatics, the TIP community in the region as well as internationally and local partners. We've achieved so much in this first year of setting up a best-in-class lab, of running Open RAN lab trials as well as field trials with the operator community, leveraging TIP reference materials. And next year, I look forward to doing more, especially around building an ecosystem of hardware vendors that can meet the requirements of the industry, but also driving a training program with Telkom University, leveraging TIP Academy as a part of the curriculum for industry, as well as students and other professionals. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Aldi from PTGCA Indonesia. I want to say happy first anniversary TIP Community Lab, Telkom University. Hopefully TIP Community Lab, Telkom University will always produce the best technology and future talents for Indonesia. PTGCA Indonesia is very happy to be able to contribute in this open run. We really hope this new technology can make Indonesia more advanced and improve this connectivity on the rural and the urban area. Let's strengthen our cooperation, TIP Community Lab and TIP Global, as an effort to contribute to the world. Thanks.
Happy first anniversary to Telecom Infra Project Community Lab in Telecom Indonesia. Hopefully Telecom University will continue to produce the best technology and the best talent for the future. MDOX is proud to participate in this initiative to digitize and evolve the network as a system integrator. Thanks.
I'm Yudi, CEO of Tebros. I would like to congratulate for Telkom Infra Project Community Lab and Telkom University for their first anniversary. I hope nothing but the best for Telkom Infra Project and Telkom University for the Community Lab in Bandung, Indonesia. On behalf of Tebros, I would like to also say big thank you for Telkom Infra Project Community Lab and Telkom University for their relentless support so far and also the strong collaboration between us. Again, I hope nothing but the best for Telkom Infra Project Community Lab. Hopefully that Telkom Infra Project Community Lab can produce the best future tech and also talents for telecom and especially for the Open RAN technology. Congratulations.
Hello, this is Teguh Prasetya from Alita. At this moment, would like to say happy first anniversary Telkom Infra Project Community Lab Telkom University. Hopefully, TIP Lab Telkom University will always produce the best technology and the best talents that we are needed, like strengthening our cooperation between Alita and TIP University Lab and TIP as a global effort to contribute the world of ICT in Indonesia. Thank you.
A very good day to each and every one of you. We extend our warmest congratulations to Telecom University and TIP on the first anniversary of Community Lab. First of its type in Southeast Asia, the Community Lab is playing incredible role in development and preparing the knowledge ground for cutting-edge telecom technology. Telecom University's commitment to learning and professional advancement is distinctive and impressive. At Parallel Wireless, we feel proud to be associated with the first Community Lab under TIP banner. As a prominent provider of own technology in the lab setup, we did our best to successfully complete the assigned phase of the project in record time as a moral obligation to fulfill the vision of His Excellency Minister of Telecommunication Indonesia. In pandemic era, there is a learning point for communication world where we have seen high speed, high volume traffic sudden shift from urban area to semi-urban and rural area, which calls for network capacity and LT coverage. Parallel Wireless with its all G solutions of broad ecosystem to drive down the cost of deployment for MNOs for a cost-effective unleashing the potential of their network. We are committed to the vision of bringing connectivity to every person and organization for a truly connected world. Parallel Wireless is committed to Indonesian market along with its partners and customers. Thank you.
Happy first anniversary. Telecom Infra Project, Community Lab, Telecom University. Hopefully, TIPCL will always produce the best technology and future talents. Being a world-class 5G open RAN solution provider, BICL is happy to work with TIPCL as a strategic partners to strengthen our cooperation as an effort to contribute to the telecommunication industry in the world. TIPCL, happy birthday.
Happy first anniversary, Telecom Infra Project, Community Lab, Telecom University. We really enjoyed the experience of working with TIPCL in the past year, and in the coming year, 2022, let's strengthen our partnership and cooperation to connect more with less. Happy anniversary.
Congratulations Telkom University and TIP for the first year anniversary of TIP Community Lab in Telkom University, Bandung. It has been a great honor for ABM and for me personally to work and collaborate together to develop and promote Open RAN for Indonesia. I hope this Community Lab could finally spur the development of Indonesian-made Open RAN product, starting from maybe small and focused products and then growing bigger in any part of Open RAN ecosystem. We hope we could continue and strengthen our cooperations and collaborations for the success of Open RAN in Indonesia. I wish you all success, Telkom University, TIP, and of course, Open RAN for Indonesia. Thank you.
On behalf of Combat Telecom, I would like to congratulate Telkom University for the Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community first anniversary. We hope that this TIP Indonesia community will become open network solution and ecosystem enablers and continue developing collaboration between government, academic, telecom operators, ecosystem integrators, and equipment manufacturers to improve wireless broadband connectivity in rural and urban areas in Indonesia and Southeast Asia. We hope that Telkom University will continue developing bright future innovators and future leaders in telecommunication industry. Let's strengthen our cooperation as an effort to contribute to a better world. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Ike Ahmeti Kunchak, one of the co-founders and managing partners of KCC Tech from the heart of the Silicon Valley in San Francisco, California, USA. As a 3+ year member and contributor to the TIP community and partner of Telecom University Lab, I'd like to congratulate the TIP community, Telecom University, and Ministry of Communication and Information Technology on their first year anniversary in the Open RAN Lab, which is the first of its kind in Southeast Asia region. As a system integrator partner, KC Tech is thrilled to be part of this community, contributing to building and developing the ecosystem to achieve state-of-the-art Open RAN Lab for POC, field trials, and set ourselves up for a global Open RAN rollout. We want to celebrate this great accomplishment and share our excitement to being a key contributor to this community in the near future. Thank you and congratulations.
Happy first anniversary to Telecom Infra Project Community Lab at Telecom University. Hopefully in future you will keep producing the greater talent and great innovations. Our partnership between Mavenir and the university should flourish. Let's strengthen this and let's hope that we'll bring greater innovation, greater talent, and great productivity for the industry further. So congratulations and wish you all the best.
I want to congratulate to the first anniversary to TIP Community Lab at Telkom University. Hopefully this lab can contribute a lot advanced technology to the society, and with the result of actions on the research and design, I hope that we both can strengthen our cooperation and contribute to the society.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Brian from the Meta Connectivity APAC team. I'd like to congratulate Telkom U and the TIP Community Lab for your first anniversary. We were thrilled to see the progress that the lab has made, particularly in testing Open RAN for Indonesia, as well as the community coming together to build 160 hours worth of content for the Digital Talent Scholarship Training. Looking forward in 2022, we look forward to work with the lab to enable Indonesia networks to be metaverse ready. So thank you again and congratulations.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Budi Prawara, PLT Kepala Organisasi Riset Ilmu Pengetahuan Teknik BRIN, mengucapkan selamat ulang tahun yang pertama kepada Telecom Infra Project Community Lab Telkom University. Semoga TIP Community Lab Telkom University semakin sukses dan terus menghasilkan solusi teknologi informasi terdepan dengan talenta terbaik untuk mendukung perkembangan teknologi informasi di Indonesia. Mari terus bangun dan kuatkan kerjasama antara TIP dan BRIN sebagai kontribusi kita bersama untuk menjadikan Indonesia dan dunia lebih baik.
Hi everyone, my name is Kundan and I work with Open RAN organization called Orchestra, which is now part of Rakuten Symphony, the leader in Open RAN deployment as well as Open RAN solution providing to the global operators. Last year I spoke on the event related to cloud network and its involvement moving forward in the Open RAN architecture and particularly the telco architecture. And it was well appreciated and accepted by the students and the other team members. We're thankful to TIP and Telecom University for giving us the opportunity to speak on it. We did find the overall engagement and the focus of the university is quite revolutionary in the sense they are not traditionally focused to the legacy network, rather they understand the future is not legacy, the future is more open, more agile and more innovation-centric network.
Halo, saya Fajar Zaman, CEO dari Acara, mengucapkan selamat ulang tahun bagi Telecom Infra Project TIP di umur yang bertambah baru ini. Semoga dapat menambah nilai tambah bagi ekosistem telekomunikasi di Indonesia, khususnya memperluas manfaat bagi masyarakat Indonesia secara umum. Kami berharap dan mendukung program-program TIP ke depannya, semoga bisa memberikan manfaat yang terbaik bagi Indonesia.
Thank you very much for all of our distinguished community leaders for your support and also statements to Telecom Infra Project TIP Community Lab. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the past year, TIP Community Lab has been working together and hand in hand to produce the best technology and create the future talents. There are several TIP community members that have always accompanied TIP since the very beginning of the launch, so we are definitely not alone. Thus, we would like to give our best appreciations to the TIP community members for their cooperations and hard work.
Appreciation to the partners of the Indonesian Telecom Infra Project Community Lab. Greatest appreciation for Parallel Wireless of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for GCI of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for MDOC of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Tech Bros of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Alita of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Bicels of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for KCC Tech of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Red Hat of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Telkomsel of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Indosat Oridu Hutchison of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for XL Axiata of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Smart Friend of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Berka Hardaya Perkasa of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Telecom Infra of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for IKRA of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community. Greatest appreciation for Lintas Teknologi of the first anniversary Telecom Infra Project Indonesia Community.
Once again, congratulations for TIP community members. We hope that we can strengthen our collaborations for the better of our community and all people around. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to announce our upcoming events. MOU between Telkom University with TIP Academy and GSMA Academy. MOU between Telecom University with Institute Technology Dell. MOU between Telecom University and National Research and Innovation Agency or BRIN for Metaverse Research. MOU between Telecom University and National Research and Innovation Agency or BRIN for Electronics and Telecommunication Research. Our ongoing and planned activities: first is Food Estate Open Run Field Trial, the second one is DTS Thematic Open Run, and the third is the launching of TIP Academy Training. Ladies and gentlemen, with all of our upcoming activities, let us spread the positive vibes and be prepared to make these collaborations happen soon. So we have finally come to the end of this event. We would really like to thank all of the guests of honor who have attended, and we really hope to see and meet you in person at Telkom University TIP Lab. You will always be welcomed at Telkom University TIP Lab. Good afternoon, stay safe and stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om, Namo Buddhaya.